In the mid-20th century, few could have predicted that Israel and Iran would ever form an alliance. These two nations, situated in the Middle East, have often found themselves on opposite sides of major geopolitical conflicts. Under the Shah's leadership, Iran pursued a policy of modernization and secularization, seeking to strengthen its military, economic, and political power. To achieve these goals, Iran needed strong allies, and in Israel, it found a reliable partner who shared its interests and concerns. Israel, eager to ensure its survival and bolster its security in a hostile region, found a willing partner in Iran. Iran, under the Shah, was equally eager to modernize its military and technological capabilities and needed Israel's expertise to achieve these goals. Israel, for its part, was more than willing to provide intelligence, military training, and advanced weaponry to Iran. The geopolitical landscape of the Middle East in the 1950s and 1960s provided the backdrop for this strange alliance, where Israel and Iran both saw the benefits of cooperation. Israel, a nation founded in 1948 after World War II, has long faced animosity from many of its neighbors, especially those in the Arab world. Iran, on the other hand, has often positioned itself as a regional power, with a unique cultural and political identity that diverged from the West, especially after the Islamic Revolution of 1979. But in the years before this seismic shift in Iran's political landscape, Israel and Iran were not just neighbors, they were strategic partners, working closely together in a relationship founded on mutual interests, shared concerns, and, most importantly, the desire for stability in a volatile region. The roots of this unlikely alliance can be traced back to the reign of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the monarch who ruled Iran. From 1941 until 1979, the most immediate common threat both countries faced was the rising tide of Arab nationalism, particularly as it manifested in the form of the Arab-Israeli conflict and the Pan-Arab movement led by Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser. Nasser's rhetoric, which called for the unity of Arab states against Israel and the West, was seen by both Israel and Iran as a destabilizing force in the region. Iran, with its own significant Arab population and concerns about regional instability, saw Nasser as a potential threat to its own position of power. Israel naturally viewed the Arab states' hostility as a constant existential threat to its existence. The common enemy of Arab nationalism led both countries to recognize that cooperation could be beneficial. One of the most significant aspects of the Israeli alliance during the Shah's reign was the deep cooperation in military and intelligence matters. Israel, despite being a small nation surrounded by hostile Arab neighbors, had developed one of the most advanced military forces in the region. Israel's experience in intelligence gathering, especially in the context of its ongoing conflict with its Arab neighbors, was something Iran desperately needed to strengthen its own security apparatus. The Shah was eager to modernize Iran's military forces and ensure that Iran could stand as a regional power. Both Israel and Iran saw the United States as a crucial ally in the struggle for regional power, and their cooperation with the U.S. was a key factor in maintaining their own security. The Shah's Iran was heavily dependent on U.S. military and economic support, and Israel, despite its small size, was able to leverage its alliance with the United States to further its own goals. The shared interests of these three nations, Israel, Iran, and the United States, formed a powerful bloc that helped shape the geopolitics of the region during the Cold War, capable of defending its borders and deterring any attempts by its Arab neighbors or the Soviet Union to gain influence in the region. Israel's weapons systems were highly coveted, and by the early 1970s, Iran was one of Israel's largest arms clients. This collaboration was vital for Iran's defense posture, particularly in the context of the Cold War, when tensions between the Soviet Union and the United States were at their height. Israel, in turn, found an important partner in Iran, as the Shah's regime provided a counterbalance to the growing influence of Soviet-backed Arab states. Mossad, Israel's famous intelligence agency, shared valuable information with Iran's Savak, a notorious intelligence agency that operated with the Shah's blessing. This collaboration extended beyond mere intelligence sharing. The two agencies worked closely together on matters ranging from counterintelligence to covert operations. Iran, on the other hand, was attempting to modernize its military and build up its defense capabilities to deter both internal and external threats. The Shah's government, seeking to strengthen its control and security, recognized that Israel's military expertise was invaluable. In the 1960s and 1970s, Israel began to train Iranian military personnel, providing instruction in various aspects of warfare, from conventional combat to counterinsurgency operations. Israel also provided Iran with advanced weaponry, including military aircraft, tanks, and missiles. In addition to military cooperation, the two countries also worked together on a range of other strategic issues. The benefits of the Israeli-Iranian alliance were clear to both countries, particularly during the Shah's reign. For Israel, Iran represented a reliable partner in a region fraught with enemies. In a world where Israel was surrounded by Arab states that rejected its right to exist, having a strong ally in Iran was invaluable. Both countries also had mutual interests in regional stability and security. Israel was able to access Iranian oil resources, which were essential for its economy and military capabilities. Iran, in turn, benefited from Israeli technological innovations, particularly in the fields of military technology and agriculture. Israel's ability to develop advanced irrigation techniques and agricultural technologies helped improve Iran's agricultural output, which was critical for a country that relied heavily on its agrarian economy. The Shah's Iran was committed to maintaining the status quo in the Gulf, and Israel's interests aligned with this goal. Both nations wanted to ensure that radical political movements did not destabilize the region. The rise of the Arab nationalist movements, including the influence of Nasser and his Pan-Arab ideology, was viewed as a threat by both countries. By aligning themselves against this common threat, Israel and Iran were able to secure their positions in the region and ensure that their security interests were protected. The Shah's regime, with its secular policies and desire to modernize, was viewed as a stabilizing force in the region. And Israel saw this as a key opportunity to protect itself from the growing threat of Arab unity. For Iran, the relationship with Israel offered a path to modernization and greater regional influence. The Shah was deeply committed to modernizing Iran's military and infrastructure, and Israel's advanced technology and expertise played a crucial role in this process. By cooperating with Israel, Iran was able to access cutting-edge weaponry, intelligence, and training that gave it an edge over its Arab neighbors. Additionally, the alliance with Israel allowed Iran to counterbalance the influence of the Soviet Union, which had been making inroads in the Arab world. The relationship between Israel and Iran was not purely military, however. Moreover, the economic benefits of the alliance were substantial. The alliance between Israel and Iran, once one of the most important and strategic in the Middle East, came to a sudden and dramatic end with the Islamic Revolution of 1979. The overthrow of the Shah by Ayatollah Khomeini and the establishment of the Islamic Republic of Iran marked a turning point in the relationship between the two nations. The cooperation between the two nations in the 1960s and 1970s provided Israel with an important ally in the region and helped Iran modernize its military and economy. However, the revolution that led to the downfall of the Shah also marked the beginning of an era of hostility between Israel and Iran, which continues to this day. The new Islamic regime, with its radical anti-Western and anti-Israeli ideology, immediately severed ties with Israel. What was once a strategic partnership based on mutual interests became a bitter rivalry, fueled by ideological, religious, and geopolitical differences. Today, Israel and Iran are locked in a tense standoff, their relationship defined by mistrust and animosity. Yet, the history of their cooperation during the Shah's reign remains an important chapter in the complex and ever-changing history of the Middle East. The once close relationship was replaced by enmity, and Iran's new leadership took a hardline stance against Israel, labeling it as the Zionist enemy. The alliance between Israel and Iran may have been brief, but its legacy continues to echo in the geopolitical landscape of the modern world. The legacy of the Israeli-Iranian alliance during the Shah's reign, however, continues to shape the region to this day. The once strong alliance between Israel and Iran serves as a reminder of how alliances can shift dramatically due to changes in political ideology. In the end, the story of Israel and Iran's alliance is a powerful reminder that alliances and international relations are often fleeting and shaped by the forces of history.